Hi there guys, I hope you are all having a fantastic day. I'm Viper and welcome to the channel. Now today's mission, or video rather, is for the 21st of April for Zer and what goodies he's got for each class of Guardian. He's located over at Watcher's Grave on Nessus, so if you're not too sure where to go, load into Watcher's Grave and make yourself over to this tree where I am going on screen now. Now I want you to get over to old Squiddy over here, Squid Face. We'll check out what he's got, and first we are checking out the Warlock. So the first weapon he has for sale today, exotic wise, is the Wardcliff Coil. Now this is a good rocket launcher. If you need a good rocket launcher and you've not got one, then I do recommend this. And obviously that depends on what DLC you've got, because you will not be able to purchase some of these depending on whatever DLC you own. Then we have the Bombardier's leg armor for the Hunter, 64, not a bad overall, with 15 on the discipline and a 17 on the mobility. Not a bad pair of boosters, 64. I would have picked these up myself, but I know that I have a pair of these at a 68, so I will not be picking these up. But at 64, you can't go wrong with them. I do recommend you pick them up if you are in the market for a pair. Then we have the Insurmountable Skull Fort. It is a 65 with a 22 on the strength, a 16 on the mobility and an 11 on the recovery. Not a bad there. 65, Titan piece of gear, high total stats. Will it be like that when we get to the Titan and check out his gear? Probably not. They'll probably all be low 60s as usual, but we'll see that when we get there. Then next we have the Ophidian aspect. These are gauntlets for the Warlock with a 20 on the strength and a 16 on the resilience. Not too bad. 63 is not a bad total overall. You probably will get a better ones to drop, but if you've got a low total overall on yours, then just pick these up and then eventually you will get a higher total overall. Now let's go and check out what weapons he's got this week for us. First of all, he has the Chroma Rush. This is from Season of the Splicer. Auto rifle, it's got moving target and adrenaline junkie. Not a bad little auto rifle. It's not one that I would personally use. I use other ones, but it's not a bad rifle. If you're in the market for an auto rifle, then yeah, pick it up. Then we have the Nature of the Beast hand cannon. Now this gun used to slap like really bad. It's still a really good contending gun, and it's got hip fire, grip and dragonfly, and you can't go wrong with the dragonfly. That's an amazing aspect. So yeah, good hand cannon there for those of you who are looking for a quite strong hand cannon. And then we have the Brass Attack sidearm. This is from the Season of the Chosen. Surplus and Frenzy. Frenzy is one of the ones that I usually get on a weapon, because obviously I'm a PvE player, so I do get quite a few kills. And as you can see there, being in combat for an extended time increases damage, handling and reload. But there is better sidearms out there, but it is a void one, so if you're in the market for a void sidearm, then yeah, it's worth picking it up. It's not a right one. There is others out there, but it's not a bad one. Then we've got the Netherite's Whisper Glaive. This is an art glaive led from gold and adaptive munitions. I personally use the Enigma still, but obviously if you're looking for one that's a specific archetype, then obviously this is Arc, so yeah, pick it up if you are in the market for an Arc glaive. Then we have the Achilles shotgun. Now, if you've not got the pattern to this weapon to like create it yourself, this is a very good gun. It's got threat detector and incandescent. Incandescent is a really amazing perk, especially if you're rocking yourself with a solar build. So if you've not got this gun, or you can't make it yourself, I highly recommend that you pick this one up. So I got a little bit of indigestion there. Bump in the Night rocket launcher. Now this has steady hands and chill clip. Chill clip is when you get a headshot kill, the targets around it, enemies, will freeze. So it's not a bad gun, but with it having chill clip on a rocket launcher, it doesn't really add a bit of respect. I probably wouldn't get this gun, but each to their own in it. If you do want this, then get it, but there is better rocket launchers out there. I personally would not get this, but it is a stasis one, so yeah, whatever. And then we have the Eternity's Edge Sword. Now this is not a bad sword. It's relentless strike and infinite guard. It's a solar sword, and it's not one that I usually use, as I usually tend to use the Falling Guillotine. And now let's check out the armor for the Warlock. He has the simulated gloves. These are a 66 overall total, with a 16 on intellect and strength, mobility of 12 and a recovery of 11. Not a bad pair of gauntlets there, with a total of 66 as well. So you'll get your total highs. So you're like, overall, all your total points will be nicely high. And then we have the simulator robes, which are 61. I personally wouldn't pick these up because of how low the total is. But if you're going for like an intellect build, with it having a 21 intellect, it's quite an ideal one just to fill the gap for now. until you do find one that is more suitable for your needs. Personally, I wouldn't get this, but like I said before, each to their own. The Bond is nothing as usual, put on it whatever you want. Simulator HUD, 66, nice high total overall again. We have a 16 on the intellect and a 16 on the strength with a 13 recovery and 12 mobility. And last but not least, we have these simulator legs with a low 59. I thought it was on the Titan then. With a low 59, 14 on the resilience, 13 on the strength with double 9 on intellect and recovery. Bit of a shabby one there, 59. I wouldn't get them ones if I was you. And now we'll finally check out the two but always exotics that are here. The Dead Man's Tail, which has snapshot sights, and finally the Hawk Moon with Killing Wind. Now that that is the Warlock done, we'll dive on over to the Hunter and have a look what goodies he's got for us to sell today. And now here we are with the Hunter. Now as I'm quickly making my way over to Zer again, a quick word from my sponsor, the like button. Go down there, smash that guy in the face just to let me know that you are liking the content that I'm bringing out. And if you want to be an absolute legend and be the very first person to get me to 100 subscribers, my very first goal, then you can be an absolute legend and subscribe as well. And again, thanks for coming and watching. Now we're here at Zer with the Hunter. So the first up is the simulator grips. These are a 64 with a high 18 on discipline, 16 on resilience and double 13 on the recovery and intellect. Not a bad pair of gauntlets there for the Hunter with a total of 64 as well, not too shabby overall. Then we also have another 64 with a massive 24 on the resilience and a 19 on the strength. Now, I will pick that pair of them up, but I know I've got a pair at like 67 on my Hunter. So, but with the 24 resilience, you can't go wrong if you're like doing a specific build. So I will pick them up for a certain specific build I'm picking up. The cloak is nothing as usual. And then we have the simulator mask. It is a 62 total with a 17 on the intellect, 16 on recovery, and a 14 on the resilience. 62 is a little bit low. I probably wouldn't pick these up if I was you, but like I say, it's not too bad, but not too good. And finally, we have these simulator boots. Also a total of 59, with a 19 on the discipline, a 12 on the mobility, and an 11 on the recovery. And now that we've looked at the Hunter, we'll have a dive over to the Titan and see what goodies he's got for us today. Hopefully, it's got one or two that are over a total of 6 there, because we know how Zer is with his stinginess and the total on the Titan. And last but by no means least, we are here with the Titan. Now the first piece of gear is the simulator gauntlets. These are a 64 total, 17 on the strength and a 19 on the mobility. Not too bad overall with a total of 64. Then we have the simulator plate with a total of 61, 15 mobility, 15 discipline and a 12 on resilience. Also not a bad little plate there if you are in the market. It seems a bit low at 61, but it's not too bad considering you usually get like a 50 something with the Titan. And then we are onto the entangled mark, which is nothing. The simulator helm with a total of 62, 15 on the intellect, 16 on the recovery, and a 13 mobility, 14 on the discipline. 62 is not too bad overall. And finally, we have the simulator greaves. These are a 63 total with a massive 23 on the strength and a 20 on the resilience. And there we have it, guys. That is the Zer for 21st of April 2023 and for all classes of Guardians. Now, as I said in the Hunter, I am one person away from my very first goal here on the channel, which is 100 subscribers. And if you are that one person that makes it 100 subscribers, thank you very much. Like everybody else who's a subscriber, you are an absolute legend. And the channel is nothing without you guys. And I really do appreciate everybody who's come along and watched and liked and shared and everything that's engaged. And as I'm about to go, I will say what I say on every video at the end of it, which is, I shall see you on the battlefield, and eyes up, Guardian. This is Viper, signing out. My folks.